as I trudged through the dense forest, my worn leather boots sinking into the damp earth. I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The trees seemed to loom over me, their branches like skeletal fingers reaching out to snatch me back into the darkness of my past. I had been running for what felt like an eternity, trying to escape the memories that haunted me. But the forest seemed to be shifting and twisting, leading me in circles. I was starting to lose hope. Just as I was about to give up, I stumbled upon a stranger. He was tall and lean, with piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through me. He was dressed in tattered robes, and a sword hung at his side. I instinctively reached for my own dagger, my heart racing with anticipation. But to my surprise, the stranger didn't attack. Instead, he nodded at me, his eyes filled with a deep understanding. "You're the one they call the Shadow," he said, his voice low and gravelly. "I've been searching for you." I narrowed my eyes, wary of this stranger's intentions. But there was something about him that seemed genuine, something that made me trust him. "What do you want?" I asked, my voice firm. The stranger smiled, a small, enigmatic smile. "I want to help you," he said. "I know what you're running from. I know what you're trying to escape." I felt a shiver run down my spine as he spoke. How did he know? I had kept my past locked away, hidden behind a mask of steel and determination. But this stranger seemed to see right through me. "What do you know?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The stranger's eyes seemed to cloud over, his expression darkening. "I know about the castle," he said. "I know about the one who haunts you." My heart skipped a beat as he spoke. The castle. The one who haunts me. I knew exactly what he was talking about. The castle was a place of nightmares. A place where I had faced my greatest fear. And the one who haunts me. That was a name I had tried to forget. Malachi. The very mention of his name sent a shiver down my spine. Malachi was a monster, a creature of darkness and shadow. He had destroyed everything I held dear, leaving me with nothing but grief and anger. I had thought I had escaped him. But now it seemed he was still out there, waiting for me. The stranger seemed to sense my fear, his eyes filling with a deep compassion. "I can help you," he said. "I can help you face him." I hesitated, unsure of what to do. But something about the stranger's words resonated with me. Maybe it was the desperation in his voice. Or maybe it was the glimmer of hope in his eyes. Whatever it was, I knew I had to trust him. Together, we set out for the castle, our footsteps echoing through the forest as we walked. The stranger told me about Malachi's powers, about the dark magic that coursed through his veins. I listened, my heart pounding in my chest, my mind racing with strategies and tactics. When we finally reached the castle, I felt a sense of trepidation. The walls loomed above us, the towers reaching up towards the sky like skeletal fingers. I knew that Malachi was waiting for me, his eyes fixed on me like a predator. But I was ready. With the stranger by my side, I crept through the castle, avoiding the guards and the traps that lay in wait. We moved stealthily, our footsteps silent on the stone floor. And then, suddenly, we were face to face with Malachi. He was even more terrifying than I remembered, his eyes blazing with a malevolent fury. But I didn't back down. I stood tall, my dagger at the ready, my heart pounding in my chest. The battle was intense, the two of us clashing in a flurry of steel and shadow. I fought with every ounce of strength I had, my movements swift and deadly. But Malachi was a formidable opponent, his powers coursing through him like a dark and ancient magic. Just when I thought I was going to lose, the stranger intervened, his sword flashing in the dim light of the castle. Together, we managed to overpower Malachi, pinning him to the ground. As I stood over him, my dagger raised, I felt a sense of triumph. I had finally faced my fears, finally defeated the monster that had haunted me for so long. But as I looked down at Malachi's face, I saw something that made my heart skip a beat. It was a glimmer of recognition. A flicker of memory. And then, suddenly, it clicked into place. Malachi was my brother. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. My breath knocked out of me. My brother. The one I had thought was dead. The one I had mourned for so long. It was all a lie. The stranger's eyes met mine. And I saw a deep sadness there. "I'm sorry," he said. I didn't know. I didn't know what to say. My mind reeling with shock and grief. I looked down at Malachi. And for the first time, I saw him not as a monster, but as a person. A person who had been consumed by darkness. But still a person. As I stood there, frozen in shock, the stranger reached out and took my hand. "You have a choice to make," he said. "You can kill him, or you can try to save him." I looked up at him, my eyes searching for answers. And then, slowly, I nodded. I knew what I had to do.